Never seen a lame man walk, never heard a dumb man talk, never seen a blind man see. I promise you will change his name. Never seen a canceled debt, never seen all the poor get fed, never seen a prisoner set free. I promise you will change his name. Seen it often find a home. Never seen the weak find the strength. I promise you will change his name. Never seen the sick get healed. Never seen a mystery revealed. Never...
Are you okay?
Hey, everybody! Hey, I was about to explode, Clint. I was about to explode.
You would have left.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It's podcast time.
It is. I'm pretty excited about it.
And you know what else, Clint? It's Christmas week.
Look at that.
Look at your ugly sweater.
You know, I was so excited. I don't have
an ugly sweater.
Yeah, it is. It's hideous. And this is so money. This makes me the belle of the ball at any Christmas gathering.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, Wesley sent a picture of him in his little suit. He had a little, the real Christmassy suit. And of course, I'm a terrible friend, a terrible person.
Terrible.
And if you don't know how to take my jokes, then, you know, you're just done. So I told him, and Wesley's a shorter guy. And I kept telling him he looked like he was an elf that quit the North Pole and went on to become a lawyer. So he's like an elf lawyer.
Well, he was a higher up elf. So yeah.
Yeah, higher up. And, you know, he's in litigation, you know, when.
That's right, yeah.
When you know, Kevin Spacey starts pulling his stuff on Fred Claus, it's like, hey, whoa. He's like, no. You don't go to Santa. You come to me.
That's right. Well, man, are you ready for Christmas?
I am ready. I've got
on the naughty list, Clint. Are you on the naughty list?
For sure on the naughty list.
Yeah.
I stay on the naughty list, but I got all my presents bought, so I'm all done. I know Robert sent us a message this morning that he was going to go to his Christmas shopping, and I said something to the big guy up there. You know, I was concerned about him.
Yeah, poor fella. Well, to be honest with you, I still got something to do too. So that's okay. That's okay. Look, you know, hey, it'll get done. Everybody will be happy. And, you know, that's the way it goes, Clint. But you know what, man, I'm ready. You know, Santa Claus lost my address a few years ago. I'm still waiting on that G.I. Joe aircraft carrier that I asked for a long time ago. It still hadn't happened.
I had that.
Oh, man. I always wanted one when I was a kid, but my mom said my room was too small. My neighbor had one, and she saw how big. I took her over there. I said, "See, Mom, I want that." And she said, "That's too big for your room because that's bigger than
wasn't that
bed."
Big? Not that. Oh, was it that big?
Yeah, it was huge.
Oh, then I didn't have that one. I had something that was like that.
And I looked it up on eBay. I was going to buy one as an adult. I was like, heck on it. Santa Claus, you ain't going to come through? I'm going to come through on my own. I looked it up on eBay. They're $1,000.
Yeah.
Travis ain't coming through on his own on that one.
No. Well, that's one of them things you probably see them taking to into Rick's pawn shop there in Vegas and be like,
yeah.
He's like,
oh man,
best I can do $600.
Yeah, that's right. Especially if it's got all its little parts to it. Anyway, well, man, Clint, have you had a good week? You ready? Your family's all ready for the holidays?
We had Mom and Dad over Saturday. We gave them Christmas present because Paul happened to be in town, so we were able to all get together. Mm-hmm. Ate too much. Matter of fact, I can't let the cheesecake go to waste. I'm trying to, start in portions.
Yeah, you can't let it.
I've already kind of given myself like, hey, my diet ain't going to be right till after, Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I can't say no to the cheesecake.
You can't say no to it.
No, you can't.
It calls your name.
So where's the best cheesecake you've ever had? I mean, I know this is just one of them conversations. That
Best cheesecake I ever had was probably an Italian place in St. Louis.
Okay. I went to Junior's. Go ahead.
I was going to a ball game there. St. Louis is known for Italian food for some odd reason. Downtown, there's like some good Italian places. Yeah. And so, but I remember I had the chocolate covered cheesecake, and it was magnificent.
I went to Junior's Cheesecake one year. I'd done the New York Open there, and I was like, you know what? Give me the. I said, just give me the sugar-free cheesecake, because I wasn't gonna buy anything. I was trying to watch my money, and the guy's like, I got it. He goes, give me the sugar-free cheesecake. He goes, boy, I'm gonna slap you.
Yeah.
And I go, which I now understand. All right. So I'll go to the full extreme. I'm like, give me the devil's food cheesecake.
Yeah.
It's like a cheesecake with a devil's food cake on top of it.
Praise the Lord.
And it was like, woo. That was so. And then the next year I got a red velvet cheesecake, and I've been 3 times, and every time I go now, I have to go by Junior's Cheesecake.
Yeah, for sure. It sounds like it. Yeah. In fact, I may make a trip there just you're telling me about it.
They've got a great Reuben too, if you're into that. So,
oh man, I love a good Reuben.
Oh,
love it.
I love
especially if they put, instead of putting Thousand Island on it, they put like spicy brown mustard.
Yeah, I prefer the Thousand Island, but I can get it where if I have my choice. But some places will give you your choice.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, there was someone brought a. Church potlucks are wonderful because people, try different things. Especially, dude, Pinterest has changed church potlucks because people find stuff on Pinterest to try out, And there was a lady found a pecan pie cheesecake. It had one layer of pecan pie, one layer of cheesecake in the same pie, Clint. Yeah, I know.
It's so beautiful.
I know. I cried right there just eating.
See, my wife.
And then I had the second piece. I cried.
I bet. I'm like, you know what? This is just coming to my table. This is my meal.
That's right.
No, Anna made a pecan apple pie, in which I'm like, I'm not a big apple pie guy. And then if you mix it with anything else, I'm like, I think it's the texture and the crunchiness of the apples. Yeah. I can't do it. I'm like, you ruin the pecan pie, because I love pecan pie.
Yeah.
I was over there like, stealing pieces of the crust. Oh man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, heck yeah, man. Oh. All right, Clint. So here we go, man. I guess we better get into some of our topics for this week. As always, we could talk about food, especially holiday food, man. Daggum. Anyway,
looks what a great thing they
are. But we have some Holy Snikey moments, and this week our Holy Snikes comes from the guy. We're going to go ahead and reference it now, Clint. He's the gift that keeps on giving.
Boy,
the guy that keeps acting like a doofus, and he's one of the most successful, respected coaches in the world for some odd reason. Well, Urban Meyer, is out after 13 games.
Yeah, he lasted as many games as Bobby Petrino without the amount of wins. Petrino actually won more games.
Did you know, Clint, there's 3 coaches?
Yeah, I did. I heard that they were talking about this on the Buzz the other day.
Yeah, 3 coaches that lasted 13 games. Lou Holtz, Urban Meyer, Bobby Petrino. 2 of them coached at Arkansas. That's crazy.
That is an insane fact. Man, I would like to, you would think you get one to try it. Like, okay, here's the best in the world. I want to try it. But man, the dumb stuff he would do. And then the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back He kicks his kicker.
Yeah.
Who kicks the kicker?
And
then I'm going to paraphrase what he says. He kicks him and says, "Make your kicks, dummy."
Yeah.
That's not what he said, but roundabout way is what he said.
Something like that.
And then he goes, "Dude, don't kick me."
Yeah.
He goes, "I'm the head coach. I'll kick whoever I want." I mean,
he's so dumb, man. Well, you know, and to me, Clint, I mean, I thought he was out for sure whenever when he stayed in Ohio.
Yeah.
And the video came out of the girl dancing up on him and all that. I thought, okay, that's him saying, "I don't want to be here." Because you don't get that reckless, you don't skip the flight home with the rest of your team. You don't show up in Ohio State garb to a public, bar and then have a girl dancing up on you unless you're ready to get caught. Hopefully he's smarter than that, right? So, I mean, that had to be, I mean, I may be giving him too much credit, but, that had to be thought out ahead of time a little bit.
And look, I know he's a real polarizing figure when you talk about Tim Tebow. And I want to bring Tim because he signed to play tight end.
Yeah.
And guys, Tim Tebow's not a spring chicken.
No.
Terrific athlete. I mean, great athlete. And if they would have tried this 8-9 years ago, it's fine. But he's pushing. I mean, how old's Tim Tebow now? Is he 30?
Yeah, he's in his 30s.
I mean, come on, man. That he took an opportunity for somebody that had a legit shot. Yeah. And I get wanting to try, but I mean, it was a series of one thing after another with him.
Well, I think that was Meyer trying to get a leader in the clubhouse.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he was hoping Tebow would be good enough to sign for the team just so he can have his leadership on the team. But it failed, Yeah. If Tebow would have done that whenever New England tried to get him to do it, I think Tim Tebow would have been one of the best H-backs in the league for a while. I think he could have been a great H-back if he'd have let Bill Belichick teach him how to do it. But he wouldn't do it then. And so now it's just, he's athletically, he's on the downside, he's just not to where he's going to be able to switch positions like that.
No, I can tell you, Father Time is undefeated, but it was just one thing. And from what I've been told, and I don't remember which show I heard it on, because I mean, I'm like you pretty much when I'm in the road. If I'm not listening to music, I'm listening to sports talk radio.
Yeah.
A lot of times I listen to sports talk radio. I think we were driving back from Fayetteville from Thanksgiving, and I was listening to the Egg Bowl. And that's just me. That's the type of guy I am. I don't have a dog in the fight, but I care about.
Yeah.
I want to know what's happening. I'm interested in what's happening, but I heard there's most college presidents that they've talked to said they will not touch Urban Meyer.
No.
The way it ended at Jacksonville, the way it ended at Ohio State. He is obviously he's damaged goods. Somebody will get, and I think Urban Meyer, he's got too much pride to do what Petrino did. Petrino went to Western Kentucky. He's not going to. Urban Meyer's not going to go to Western Kentucky. He wouldn't take anything smaller than Texas, USC.
Yeah,
a logo program, as Sam Pittman would say. But
I heard a national ESPN guy say that he's waiting to see what's going to happen to him if TV will sign him again. If they'll get him back on TV, that means the advertisers are okay with him. That means a big name school might be willing to take a chance on it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But he'll have to do some time, a year or two on TV before, to let some time get in between now what's happened and his next stop if he does. But I'm like you, I would think an AD would be dumb to even mess with him. But it's about winning, man. And the thing is, at all his other stops besides Jacksonville, at all his other stops in college, the dude has won.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to argue that.
Dude, that crew that he had in Florida, you had Tim Tebow, Aaron Hernandez, both Pouncey brothers. That was an interesting group he had.
Spikes, yeah. Cam Newton for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, before he was still on laptops, throwing them out the window.
Yeah.
Well, and another holy shnikes, Clint. The Razorback basketball team played in Little Rock, came down to North Little Rock to Simmons Arena, and they laid an egg.
They
got beat.
Laid an egg, and I tell you what, I'm looking at the Devo put on Instagram and Twitter because this one's on me, guys. And Devo did not have a great game, but I do think Eric Musselman is the root of the cause here, to blame here. And I'm gonna explain a couple things why I think so. I mean, obviously losing to a 6-5 Hoster team, pretty much where you have home court advantage.
Oh yeah.
Two things this team struggles with. Two things they struggle with is defending the three and making the three. So this game, he brings Note off the bench, which I'm not okay with because he still played the most minutes of everybody outside Tony. So because he was the sixth man of the year last year, so I'll get it. Let's get him back off the bench. Devo Davis does a bit on the buzz where he calls in. He says the best 3-point shooter on the team is KK Robinson.
Yeah.
Best one. He played 4 minutes.
Started.
And played 4 minutes. Yeah.
Played 4 minutes.
One for 3, 4 assists, had 2 personal fouls, 3 points.
Yeah.
We average an assist a minute. And
yeah.
That 3-pointer. I mean, it just.
Yeah.
And then,
I don't get that either. Okay. There's going to be some other stuff we're going to talk about that maybe we disagree with, but now once again, I don't know what their calls were and play calls. And I don't know if KK Robinson was hurting them defensively on some calls. I don't know if he was hurting them getting into their offense the way they should. Yeah, his stats were okay during those 4 minutes, and he didn't get much time in 4 minutes to really show much.
Right.
But, not being there, not being the coaches, we don't know when he was doing the right things or not doing the right things. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we got to kind of trust the coach to know what he's doing.
You do, and it's easy to sit here and armchair coach. It's the easiest thing in the world. But I don't know, and I know you're not a big fan of Connor Vanover. I think Connor Vanover could be. They're missing size. I know you're like he's a beanpole. I think there's just no way he can't alter shots. He can also be the trail guy to hit a 3. I mean, there's just. I mean, I just, and I stole that from Pat Bradley on the buzz on the drive home. But
yeah,
but I mean he's yeah, those are just two things I see that are pretty I mean they just boggle my mind, and we want to say, hey, they're not gelling. When you got a player, and this is the thing that comes wrong with the NIL deals when they let these guys go talk on the radio to fans like me. I'm like, Devo sees he's the best 3-point shooter on the team.
Yeah.
And he, I mean, and yeah, and it's a fan picking a little blurb of something a player said and saying like, hey, you're on a mediocre podcast saying, you started the guy, you didn't give him much of a chance.
Yeah. Well, and I can tell you this on Vanover. I pick on Vanover a lot. Okay. And I know I do. And I know I'm probably too tough on the guy. But the truth of the matter is I'm picking on him because I watch him. He does not play like a guy that's 7'3". Okay, yes, you're 7'3", and you could do a lot. Okay, but you got to put yourself in position to do that. On defense, he will get out and he'll be up top of the key, and he won't rotate down to help out like he should. He won't move into position when someone drives to alter shots. He'll be standing there with his feet rooted into the ground, watching the plays go by him. Okay. That doesn't help. Yeah. You know, I would rather have a 6'6" guy like Tony or what's his name? Umelde or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I'd rather have one of those two guys out there with Jalen Williams and have guys that'll actually move in front of the ball to try to alter the shot than a 7'3" guy that won't move to try to alter the shot. Yeah. He won't even, Clint, there's times he could have just reached instead of moved. Just reached out, and he doesn't do it. Yeah. He'll just stand there and watch him on defense sometime. Well, just next game, just watch him on defense. Well, he's always out of position.
If he gets in, I mean, they got this team's got to get some stuff together. Yeah. I know we were talking about before the podcast that you're not as down on them as I am. I compared them last week to the Oklahoma football team, and they haven't passed the eye test all year.
Yeah,
all year. They played pretty good against some mediocre Power 5 teams at the Hall of Fame Classic. They didn't go to a tournament and play Duke and some Purdue's and Michigan's. No, they played Cincinnati, which is a decent team, and they played Kansas State, which is a decent team. They haven't passed the eye test. They haven't looked good, and the voters obviously agreed with them. They dropped them from a top 10 team to number 24.
Yeah.
Now they're not to be seen in the polls after losing to Hofstra. Yeah. I mean, and that was something that you saw happen in Oklahoma. Like, we're going to keep them up here because they're undefeated and they're doing good. Yeah. Even though they look like crap. Barely beat Tulane, stuff like that. And then, and then they bring them down. So I was.
Well, and I'm going to, look, I'm not going to argue that they shouldn't be where they're at. Look, they have not passed the eye test. They're not playing well. They're not shooting well. They're not, all the things that we say that they're not doing well are exactly right. They're not doing well. What I'm saying is this team is not that much different than the last couple of years teams. We've had lulls like this the last couple of years. Well, we've had, now they may not, they may have been different problems we had. There may have been different things we were worried about, but we were still had issues, right? And a basketball season is built, it's not like football. This is a team that we want to go far in the tournament at the end of the year. Will they? I don't know. Probably not. Will they go as far as the team did last year? Probably not. They don't have a Moses Moody. They just don't, right?
And I don't think Moody's who they missed the most of. I really don't.
No, Justin Smith's who they missed the most.
Well, I don't even think it's him.
Who you think it is?
I think they miss Jalen Tate about as much as anybody.
They do, yeah.
They miss Jalen Tate.
They miss Tate, but I think they miss Justice Smith a lot too.
Jalen Tate was also a 6'6" true point guard.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to force Devo to play the point, and and so I get
and then or Note or and they're all shooting guards.
Right.
So you're right. We're missing a true point guard. KK Robinson's probably our best.
And he's playing 4 minutes.
He's playing 4 minutes. Yeah.
Your best 3-point shooter, your best point guard. He's playing 4 minutes. Musk, come on, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not quite off the Musk bus, but I'm like, dude, we need to pull this over and check under the hood.
Well, and what I'm trying to say is, be patient. It's a process. They're going through this, and they're going to come out the other end. Let's wait and see what happens when we get into league play. He's, the coaches are they're getting their rotations down. They're getting they're trying to get everything the way they want it. And, let's see now if we get into league play and it's still, looking like this, then we definitely have something to worry about, right?
Yeah,
But,
no, for sure. Well,
I'm not going to write them off. I'm not going to write them off just yet. I'm just saying.
But here's the thing.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
This is awesome right here, though. We're in what? This is the 41st, 41 with Glenn Robinson today? 41st podcast?
Yep.
41.
We tied Survivor.
Woo!
41 seasons. That's right.
So, but this is the first time we really came in and been negative about a team.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's me, and I'm not off the bus, but they've got to fix it, and that's awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome. What a great Christmas present.
That's right. That's right.
There, you see me trying to force the segue there.
Huh? Oh, looky there.
Subtle.
Looky there. Well, Clint, this is the time of year, right? When we're at home a little more. Right. Because you're off work because of Christmas, and there's these extra movies on. Now I know you Anna's got you watching the Hallmark Channel, and you're watching all those movies, and you're boo-hooing at the end of all of them. But those are good movies, I'm sure, but they're not classics. No. And so we've decided we want to do our classics. We want to do the Mount Rushmore. Okay, the 4 best, our top 4 Christmas movies. Okay, now these can be any genre,
right.
As long as it's Christmas, as long as it's a Christmas movie.
So is Die Hard a Christmas movie, Travis?
Yes.
It's not.
Oh, it is. It's got Christmas in Hollis, Queens as on the soundtrack by Run DMC. It's Christmas. All right. So here we go, Clint.
All right. You want to go first?
Yeah, you go first, and
I'll start with the one that I know me and you both have on the list.
Okay.
That is Elf. It might be the top of my list. It's.
Oh, so you're not doing yours the top. You're just doing 4.
No, I was doing 4. Yeah, I don't have. I'll be honest with you. I didn't write these down. They're coming off right here, buddy.
Okay.
And for those of you listening on Apple Podcast or Spotify or face, I'm pointing to my temple.
That's right. To his head,
where my brain would be located.
That's right.
So yeah, no, I'm not putting Elf. But it'd probably be they'd be at the tippity top. It's my favorite. Will Ferrell. This was like Will Ferrell's first big movie where he was the star.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd done Old School and stuff like that, but this was Will Ferrell is the star. John Favreau, Happy Hogan himself, his first like really big production to do himself, and it's a Christmas classic.
Yeah.
James Caan's perfect. Mary Steenburgen's perfect. Zoe Deschanel, perfect. I mean, it's
what's his name? The elf. Bob Newhart.
Bob Newhart.
Just, I mean,
the kid from Christmas Story's in it.
Yeah.
Playing an elf. And they've also
sit on a throne of lies.
You're an angry elf. I kept telling Wesley that the other day, which I thought is funny. I don't know.
I laugh.
Yeah. But no, and they do on Netflix, they have the movies that made us, and they have one on that. Yeah. And they talked about Favreau's pitch, and he had 3 things wrote down, which, doing Rankin Bass was one of them.
Yeah.
And then there was some other things. But I remember the last one they said, he goes, I want to make a timeless Christmas classic. Yeah. That's what we set out to do. And that's what we did. And fantastic.
Well, Clint, of course, I agree with you. That one is one of my Mount Rushmores. It's my number one, matter of fact.
Yeah,
because I did rank mine. It is my number one. Any movie, any actor, to where I'm like this with. That's why, to me, the Blues Brothers ranks so high on my list, is because I can watch that, and I can watch Elf, and I can find something else to laugh at every time I watch it. Yeah. Whether it's just one of Will Ferrell's reactions while someone else is doing something, the face he makes when he sees, like just when he reacts to something, the faces he makes, just some of the little things he says, or just the sounds he makes or whatever. Yeah. I mean, that snowball fight in Central Park, all that stuff, man. It's so classic. It's just so good. Him sitting on Bob Newhart's lap, and Bob Newhart playing the straight man as he always does, just, well, son, just, anyway, it's so good, man. There's just so much good acting and so much good laughter in it. And it's just a good feeling Christmas movie.
Really
it gets you. It's got a good ending where it's, get you in the Christmas spirit. All right, Clint, what's your second one?
Oh, you're making me go. Okay, so you technically did. I'm gonna go with Love Actually. I know you said you hadn't seen it.
I hadn't seen it.
It is so hard to get the the ones that they've got like 20 different plot lines going on to get it all going. And they did it well in Love Actually. You Grant is my favorite character. He plays the prime minister, and then he's falling in love with I don't know what her official title is, but she's house staff. So he's falling in love with one of hers, and he had fired her or got her transferred, and then he's just going to every house in her neighborhood because I don't know, she lives on this street. So long as she's going to every house, they go, "Are you the prime minister?" He goes, "Yes, ma'am, I am. I'm sorry. I'll try to do better." It's got Alan Rickman. It's got the dude that played Rick on Walking Dead. He's in it. Not Natalie Portman. Keira Knightley's in it.
Yeah.
It's just, it is a fan. I love the movie. Of course, if you ask me what my favorite genre movie is, and I'm going to lose some man points here if I haven't already with this sweater. One of my favorite genres of movies to watch is the romantic comedy. I love a good romantic comedy. Yeah. I can't get enough of it. So there you go.
I like some of them. Some of them I'm not too big of a fan in. I'm not that big of a Hugh Grant fan. But anyway, all right. So here's my next one. Good. And it's already been mentioned, but I'm going to argue for it. It's Die Hard, man. Now I've got a gun. Ho, ho, ho. Okay. Come out to the room. We're going to have it. I love it. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. And look, it's got Christmas in Hollis, Queens by Run DMC on the soundtrack. Hey, it's good. It's good. It's set at a Christmas office Christmas party.
Yeah.
There's a Santa Claus involved. There's, there's tinsel. It's Christmas.
You make a lot of good points. I wonder what's been debated more. Does pineapple go on pizza or Christmas movie? I mean, I don't know. The answer to both is no.
That's not for me. No on the pineapple, but yes.
But to each their own. I do disagree, but I can't hate on anybody for having an opinion on it that's different than mine. But it's a quality flick. I mean, Bruce Willis. It made Bruce Willis an action star. And they rolled that thing into the ground. If you think they've rolled the Fast and Furious movies into the ground,
Yeah.
I think they're on Die Hard 27.
Yeah. All right. What's your next one?
I'm gonna go with Christmas Vacation. If nothing else, for Cousin Eddie.
Yeah.
I mean, I just, he's like, crapper's full. You know?
Yeah.
A lot of sap.
Yeah. Well, Clint, that one's on mine too. That one's on my Mount Rushmore also for the same reasons. You know, well, I mean, it's just good. Chevy Chase, so good. You know, he's putting all those lights up.
Yeah.
You know, the cat, you know, all that. The Chili of the Month Club. Well, Walt, that's the gift that keeps on giving. I love it, man. It's such a good movie. All the actors in it. I mean, well, all the vacation movies with Chevy Chase are classic. So, but yeah, I'm with you there. That one's definitely one of the tops on my list, and definitely on the Mount Rushmore for me. You gotta have that one.
Right. No, it's just like I said, is Cousin Eddie's great in it. It was kind of depressing when you found out that Chevy Chase is actually a jerk.
Yeah.
Because you want him to be such a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's so lovable on TV.
Yeah.
And it turns out he's just a jerk.
Yeah. All right, Clint. Now, before we tell the last one,
okay,
tell me some of yours that got culled from your list in order to make room for this last one.
I like the Polar
Or
Express.
for any of them.
Oh no, Polar Express. I love that movie, and it didn't make the list. I love A Christmas Story. I've got to watch that at least once on Christmas, or I feel like I've done Christmas wrong.
You're gonna put your eye out.
I liked Fred Claus. I really did. I thought Fred Claus was a good movie.
Fred Claus is good. I think it's underrated.
I almost put that on the list, if nothing else, for the AA brothers scene where it's got like Stephen Baldwin, Roger Clinton.
Yeah.
They're kind of famous, but not as famous as their brothers.
Yeah.
And there's some more in there, but that one right there, that was some of mine that just didn't make the list. Because there's a new movie on Netflix too called Love Hard, and it's actually it's a pretty cute movie.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy it.
You just described it as pretty cute, so that got it out of my.
Yeah, well, it is a romantic comedy, and as we said, I'm gonna get a Gabe as soon as he listens to this and make fun of me for watching romantic comedy.
As well, they should.
Yeah, they should. I may get more than just that. So, without further ado,
okay.
Well, and actually, I debated two of them. I'm gonna leave Bad Santa off the list, and I'm gonna go Harold and Kumar Christmas.
I knew you was gonna go with that one.
Yeah, because if you get past all the other stuff that those movies are about, at the end of the day, it's about two friends who get themselves and just get themselves in a sticky situation, and they got to find their way out.
Yeah,
and they've, it's not the cleanest movie that I could have said by far, but man, them two guys, they have a chemistry together.
Yeah.
And if you get past all the other stuff, it's got a good heart to the movie.
Yeah.
And it's pretty ridiculous too.
Well, some of the ones that got culled from my list were Christmas Story. Believe it or not, It's a Wonderful Life was up there for me too. But it just never has. I mean, I watched it as a kid a lot, but it's not one of my favorites to this day, probably. Rudolph was up there because that was always one of my favorites as a kid. Home Alone 1 and 2.
I didn't even think about the Home Alones. Those are good movies.
Both of those are really good quality flicks. that's one that two's just as good as one, probably.
Yeah.
But my last fourth spot, probably the one that I loved as a kid, but love now as an adult and respect a little more as an adult, is actually Charlie Brown Christmas. I love some Charlie Brown Christmas.
That is good.
Those kids would pick on each other. They probably picked on each other too much to where they would get in trouble a lot nowadays. They're kind of bullies. But at the Christmas tree, the iconic Christmas tree on it.
Have you heard them talking to Basil about he won't let them put the Charlie Brown Christmas tree up?
No.
Yeah, they've been talking. We've been giving a hard time.
but then the classic ending where they read the Christmas story from Luke, and they say, from Luke chapter 2, and they say that's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown. So it brings the whole purpose and meaning of Christmas, what it's there for, why we celebrate it, and so that's why it's on my Mount Rushmore, because it keeps that truth out there. So kids that watch it every year nowadays, still, whether it's on YouTube or on, if it comes on TV or whatever, are still hearing that truth. So that's good.
Man, it's hard to argue with anything on your list.
Oh, yeah.
But
except Die Hard, yeah. Yeah.
No,
they're all of them are great movies, man.
Great movie. You can't argue that any of the ones we've said is a great movie.
And such classics, like you said, a Christmas Story. I mean, that one.
I can't not at least watch that once over Christmas.
And who hasn't lived some of that? Like when he cussed in front of his dad. I remember letting my first cuss word fly accidentally in front of my mom, and I had to wash my mouth out with soap too. and it was different than that soap, but anyway, it was it just brings back memories, man. It's just so good. And then that the leg lamp and that everything. Anyway, man, such good memories from all those movies, from all of them, and just some good, fun, heartwarming, and good comedy. Well, Clint, it's bowl season. And we need to, the SEC teams are in some big bowls. So let's finish out today let's pick what we think is going to happen in these SEC bowls. What do you think?
No, I'm good with that. I was actually thinking let's do it. I was going to make a wager on it, then I'm like, I really don't want to wager.
Okay. Yeah.
So we haven't discussed a wager, and we don't want to come to terms and conditions.
That's right. All right. So here we go. Let me pull up your list here.
Yeah.
I got a list on paper. I'm going to go down my list because I'm going to mark.
You go ahead, because you've got point spreads on yours.
No, so you keep your list out to tell us the point spread.
Okay, I got you. Go ahead, bud.
Let's go with LSU versus Kansas State first.
I believe. Let me find LSU versus Kansas State. Kansas State is a 1-point favorite. This is the Texas Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go with Kansas State just because, I think a lot of people in LSU are already forgot about this and they're looking towards next year. And I think it's a bigger deal for Kansas State. And the teams are pretty evenly matched, so I'm going to go Kansas State.
Clint, I'm really with you here. Because who's going to be Well, you know what? I'm with you because You know who's going to be the quarterback for LSU?
Well, and was it Nussmeier, the guy that played most of the game against us?
Yeah.
Because Johnson's in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to get a waiver to get him to play this game because it's their 5th game. So LSU really don't know who's playing quarterback. So,
well, and this will run his red shirt year if he plays in this.
Yeah.
game.
So it's like one of the deals. They're trying to get a waiver so he can keep his red shirt.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, it's kind of, in a way, I think they should grant the waiver. In the way I don't, because Sam Pittman didn't play Bryce Stevens or Pooh, one of their linebackers, so they could play in the bowl game. Like they planned for it to get these kids in the bowl game. So
yeah. All right, let's go next. How about Missouri versus Army?
This is the Armed Forces Bowl, and the Army is a 3.5-point favorite. You can't think Missouri's very excited about going to the Armed Forces Bowl and playing. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Army.
I'm gonna go with Missouri. I'm gonna say they're gonna pull it out somehow.
Hey, it wouldn't shock me.
I think they're gonna.
Well, if their running backs playing, they've got a really good chance. That guy is very, very legit. I think Batty's his name.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Auburn versus Houston, the Birmingham Bowl.
Auburn is a 3-point favorite over Houston. Houston looked good for a half against Cincinnati and then kind of gave way. But I still think Houston's getting this one just because I think Auburn's just looking at this as a consolation prize.
I'm gonna say Auburn. I think I think Harson's gonna have them ready to play, even without Mr. Bo Nix. Kentucky versus Iowa in the Citrus Bowl.
The Citrus Bowl, Kentucky, a 3-point favorite. I am going to go with Kentucky because Kentucky is very excited about being in the Citrus Bowl.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm gonna go with Kentucky also. A&M versus Wake in the Gator Bowl.
A&M's a 7-point favorite. Boy, this one's a tough one to call because Calzada hit the portal. I don't think Hayes King's ready to play again.
Yeah.
So who's playing? Oh, is Hayes King playing?
Oh, I'm not sure.
I mean, I don't know why they would put Hayes King in that situation. I'm going to go with A&M because I think they can run the ball on Wake, but I'm not real confident in that pick.
You're going with A&M?
I'm going to go with A&M.
Yeah, I'm going to go with A&M just because I think just overall A&M is going to have more talent. But I'm like you, I'm worried about it. I'm not too set on it. Tennessee versus Purdue in the Music City Bowl.
Basically a home game for Tennessee, so I'm going to go Tennessee. I'm not convinced Hendon Hooker and KJ Jefferson ain't going to be the two best quarterbacks in the SEC next year. Well, of course, Bryce Young's coming back, and that kid's pretty special too. But
yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. I think Tennessee's going to pull that one out. I think it being so close to home, and I think Heupel's going to have them ready. South Carolina versus North Carolina in the Duke Mayo Bowl. What's the spread on that one?
North Carolina by 7. South Carolina, Beamer is about where I think Sam Pittman would have been last year if they would have had a true season. Where if you went 6-6, got them to a bowl game, it was considered a great success. He did it without a quarterback, y'all. But North Carolina's got a quarterback, and I think they've got the better football team. I'm going North Carolina.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think North Carolina also. Florida versus UCF. What's the spread on that one?
Florida by 7. I thought Florida had quit, and then they beat Florida State somehow. But they had no head coach, and they still had the better coaching. So I'm going to go Florida. That's this Weasley shot at Mike Norville, by the way. So, yeah. I'm going to go Florida. I just think Florida is just going to beat UCF, even though Emory Jones is in the portal too.
Yeah, I'm going to you know what? I'm going to jump on the Gus bus. I'm going to say he's going to pull it out somehow.
All right. He very well may.
Mississippi State versus Texas Tech.
This is my favorite bowl game outside Arkansas. Yeah. This is my favorite bowl game.
Yeah.
Mike Leach versus Texas Tech. Mike Leach says Texas Tech still owes him money. It is. Yeah. Plus, last time Leach was in the Liberty Bowl, it didn't go very well for him. He got curls. There's no way to put it. They got cheated out of a game.
Yeah.
That's probably the second most egregious refereeing I've seen cost the team a game outside the Arkansas Auburn game last year.
Yeah.
It was just bad. I'm going to go with Mike Leach, but this one's fun, guys. This one's fun. I'm going to Mississippi State. And if you don't think Mike Leach will run this up if he gets a chance, you were sorely mistaken.
Yeah, Mike Leach is going to put up as many points as Will Rogers' right arm can put up. All right, next one. This was a big one. Ole Miss versus Baylor.
In the All-State Sugar Bowl, Baylor's a 1.5-point favorite. Here's the thing. I don't think either one of these teams is going to have anybody opt out. These two teams are excited about being here.
Yeah.
Man, Baylor's offense looks scary close to what Arkansas's looks like. But the exception is I don't think Gary Bohannon's got the arm. And I know he's not the passer KJ Jefferson is. So I'm going to go with Ole Miss. But man, that's the rest of these games we're talking about. They're fun, exciting games. I think Ole Miss versus Baylor is going to be a heck of a ball game in the Sugar Bowl. I'm going Ole Miss.
Okay, I'm an Ole Miss also. I agree with you. I just think SEC talent wins out there. All right, here we go. Bama versus Cincy in the first round of the playoffs.
In the Cotton Bow and Jerry world.
Yeah.
Alabama's a 13.5-point favorite. I like Alabama to cover.
Yep. I'm with you there. I think Alabama's going to beat Cincinnati. Good on Cincinnati for making it. Yeah, you had a great year. That's all you get.
Well, I think truly if Cincinnati played in the SEC this year and they had, your obvious 4 give them non-conference game, I think they'd probably be about where Kentucky is.
Yeah.
But going 9 if I'm saying you're going 9-3 in the SEC, that means you're a heck of a football team. So that's a compliment. I think they deserve to be in the playoffs based on what they did, and good luck to them. I just think reality is going to sit in, and you're going to realize how good Bama is.
Yeah.
And I'm happy you had that one first. I'm happy you had that one before the Georgia-Michigan game in the Orange
Georgia,
Bowl.
Michigan in the Orange Bowl.
Yeah. Georgia's always been that team that gets on the cusp, gets to it, and they can't ever get over the line.
Yeah.
So what's the most Georgia thing to do? To lose back-to-back to Alabama and Michigan, or to lose to Alabama, beat Michigan, and then lose to Alabama again? Which is, I'm torn on this one because I think Michigan's a heck of a football team, but I don't think they can score many points on Georgia.
Yeah.
I think Georgia's defense is going to be embarrassed by what Alabama did to them, and they're going to come out with a point to prove. I'm going Georgia, and I'm going to like them. The only reason I don't like them, I'm trying to think if I think they cover or not. I don't think they do because I don't think Stetson Bennett can quite pass on this team. If Stetson Bennett has an average game, then Georgia will cover. But if Stetson Bennett looks like a walk-on, then I think Georgia will win by a field goal.
I think Georgia's receiver is going to have time to be healed up. They've been beat up pretty bad this year. Some of them coming back from injuries, not getting to play a whole lot of downs. And I think we're about to see Georgia's offense in full power or getting closer to full power.
So me and you both have Bama and Georgia for the championship. Who are you going to take?
Georgia.
A picture got tweeted out today, and it says next year's father-son championship field has been announced.
Yeah.
And Lane Kiffin actually reacted to it, did the laugh. And it's John Daly Sr. and Jr., Tiger Woods and Charlie Woods, and then Nick Saban and Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and the fact that Lane Kiffin, like retweeted it just had me rolling.
Yeah.
I just think Saban's in his head. I think when it comes time for in-game coaching adjustments, Saban's just a little bit better than Kirby. So I'm going to give it to Bama, but you know what? We don't even know that's the game yet. So in our hypothetical championship game, I'm taking Bama. You're taking Georgia.
Yeah.
But that's the one that matters.
Arkansas versus Penn State down in Tampa, and Tom Brady, the big sombrero. Who you got? Arkansas, Penn State.
Penn State's a 1.5 favorite. And that line may have actually been out before Burks opted out. I think, we had Trey Williams, had the WI, and he's opted out of the bowl game with it. But I think it was one of them things where he's going to be suspended anyway.
Yeah.
But I think the guys that are there want to be there, and they're going to play their hearts out.
Yeah.
Penn State's quarterback scares me. I don't think they run the ball particularly well, but they scare me. I'm going to go Arkansas, but it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game, and I think we're going to be able to run the ball on them. And let's send them seniors out a winner.
I'm going to say that this game, Grant Morgan and Hayden Henry and KJ Jefferson will not let us lose. I think they want to take that picture with all those. Well, they're going to take the picture with all the statues they've already gotten, but they want to take one more. And I think they're going to, I was putting money on it, I probably wouldn't put much money on Arkansas. But just I'm gonna, I believe that we're gonna win the game. I really do. So all right, man. So that's our bowl picks. Folks, we were gonna have Santa come in and pick against us, but the big guy's just busy right now, Clint.
Well, I went to his attorney. I went to Claude Wesley Rowland III.
That's right.
And I was like, "Come on, man." He's like, "No."
Yeah, no, sorry. He's busy. He's making toys for all the girls and boys out there. Well, Clint, man, it's been fun as always.
Oh yeah,
been enjoyable, and we covered lots of stuff. We didn't cover a couple things here and there, but we'll talk about those next time. But man, hope you have a Merry Christmas. Hope you have a good time with your family, and eat lots of good food. Why not? Hey.
Hey, and I hope you have sugar plums dancing in your head.
Sugar plums.
Sugar plums.
I don't know what those are.
No, but I've heard it.
I've heard they're awesome.
I don't know.
Be dancing in your head, I guess.
I don't know.
Well, hey, man, seriously, have a great one. And listen, folks, like and share. Like and share, like and share, like and share. Comment. Let us know what you think. What'd you think of our movie list? What'd you think? What did we leave off? Are we stupid for leaving off Scrooge?
I feel stupid now.
Are we stupid for leaving off what did we leave off? Gremlins. Gremlins is a Christmas movie, Clint.
It wouldn't be on my list though. No, I feel dumb for leaving Scrooged off. I really do.
What did we leave off that, you're listening to us, you're like, you idiots, what are you thinking? You're leaving off.
I'm saying you idiots right now for leaving Scrooged off.
What is it we're leaving off? Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Jingle All the Way. What are we leaving off?
Yeah.
Tell us about it, okay? Tell us how dumb we are. We like to hear that. Maybe. Anyway, seriously, y'all, thank y'all, those of y'all that are listening, watching on YouTube, Spotify, listening, Apple Podcasts. Give us some feedback, please. Give us feedback. Share. Let people know about what's going on the Big C and Bigger T podcast. Clint.
Sweat, work,
Later, boo.
filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Sweat, work, filthy, dirt, harvest, hurt, kingdom come. Listen, that's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this dirt. Won't see no harvest till I hurt. Crying your kingdom come. Listen, I wake up in the morning, I bow my head to pray. Mama told me if I don't, ain't nothing gonna change. These prayers breaking up hard ground so I can sow the seed. Ain't afraid of no aches and pain. Lord knows I gotta follow his lead. That's why I sweat when I work. My hands get filthy down in this